welcome back to the vlog. It is Monday, March 5th. Weekend recap. We did do some shopping after getting our tax refund. I was planning on getting a new computer. Well, I'm not really planning, at least looking. And there was a sale going, and we had some very pushy salespeople who were very good at their job. And I was super stressed, so I couldn't make a decision. We compromised by getting me a portable hard drive to at least back up everything on my purple monster, so just in case it does crash, I'm not losing anything important. Of course, we went to church on Sunday. Starting right about on Thursday or Friday, I was getting a pretty nasty toothache. Long story. About 4 years ago in 2019, I broke this molar right here. There was a crack in the middle. I ate something crunchy and crack, it broke off. And ever since then, little bits and pieces have been coming off a little at a time. The pain has been controllable up until about Saturday. It really started kicking in bad, interfering with my ability to think. I've been holding it at bay with a combination of ibuprofen and Tylenol and occasionally clove oil. So if I'm lisping a little bit, that is the reason why. I've been drooling a lot. It's been interfering with my ability to sleep. Finally yesterday, my husband's like, okay, you need to go to a dentist. I took a look at what's in there to see if it was infected or anything. Turns out there are still pieces of dead tooth floating around in my gums. The reason I haven't gotten it looked at up until now is because you know how expensive dentists are, especially when you earn, I'm going to say it, less than $40,000 a year? Yeah, that's what happens. So I've got a really nasty empty space in my gums. And the neighboring teeth are aching, as well as the teeth down on the bottom. And yes, I have not plucked my chin either. Yeah. So, we've been looking at dentists. This is not how we wanted to spend our tax refund money. It's really not. There's good news and bad news. The good news is the baby and I are added on my husband's union insurance. The bad news is we submitted that stuff right about 2 weeks ago, and we have not heard back about whether it's been approved or not, or who the provider is going to be, or what our ID numbers are. Basically, you know, healthcare providers in general, they don't accept anything until they can find you in a computer and they have proof that it's been processed. So it's like, as far as they're concerned, up until that point, you're essentially uninsured. And my state medical coverage, Medicaid, it didn't have dental anyway, and it expired on the 1st of March. So, that's where things are at right now. I do need to go to the dentist. There is an emergency one in Sandy. Why do I have to pronounce so many S's? I'm lisping like a cross between Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson. Apologies if that offends anyone, but that's about how I'm lisping right now. I'm also generating a lot of drool and saliva. My dental hygiene basically hit rock bottom about 3 years ago during the pandemic, and now I'm paying for it badly. I don't floss as often as I should, hardly ever, because my gums are super sensitive and they bleed, and they swell so bad that eating anything is painful for up to 12 hours after flossing, and I'm not even kidding, they're that sensitive. I guess I should have put up with that in order to save my teeth, because all the bad parts are in between my teeth. Yeah. I haven't had a tooth cleaning in probably 10-ish years. I was 17 years old the last time my teeth were cleaned. I am now coming up on 37, so it's about 10 years. 10 years, 20. It's coming up on 20 years since I've had my teeth professionally cleaned. But the thing is, dental care is so dang expensive. And finding coverage for it, or somebody that's not going to rob you, is insane. And people are like, oh, why can't you afford orthodontia? It's more than a house payment. And frankly, if you know the story, I grew up on the edge of poverty for the vast majority of my life. So braces Wisdom tooth extractions? Pardon me while I laugh my head off. It's criminal how inaccessible dental care is these days and how expensive it is. And people are just like, oh, take care of your teeth. Well, when you have insanely sensitive gums and it hurts to eat for 12 hours after you floss, I ask you, what would you do? No, I'm not. I'm just, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to be realistic, okay, guys? That's all I'm doing. And again, I apologize. This lisp of mine is driving me insane. I don't know how much I'm going to be vlogging this week, but in case I do end up going to the dentist, that is probably going to be the main focus. We still have our state refund due. I'm just hoping I can get out of a root canal. At this point, I woke up at 1:30 in the morning with the 3 teeth. The missing one and the 2 neighbors it was like somebody was shoving a knife into my gums. I was about ready to take my pliers and yank them out myself. It was that bad. So, and the pain has been making me very irritable over the weekend. At any rate, if anything ends up happening, good side or bad side with my teeth, at the very least I'm hoping they can go and get rid of all the dead stuff in there, clean it out, give me some antibiotics if I need them, and pull the bad ones, because root canals are about as much as rent. If my suspicions are correct, I would need at least 2 or 3 of them. And we don't need any more bills. Okay, so good news. I was able to get through to the local University Dental Center. My mother-in-law suggested I call a dental school because they usually charge less and we can get like a 50% discount. Thank you, Lord. And I'm scheduled for an exam and x-ray so they can find out what's going on tomorrow afternoon. So in the meantime, I'm probably going to be taking my combination of ibuprofen and acetaminophen, which at the moment is not working very well. I'm probably going to have very, very mushy food between now and then, and maybe after, so we'll see what happens, and I'll update you guys tomorrow. The other thing I gotta do today is I gotta capture footage and then edit it, so that's next on the list. Hey guys, so it's actually Tuesday evening. I didn't vlog last night because I was in a lot of pain. It was very bad. I didn't even know if I'd be able to get sleep. Thankfully, I did. I may have taken a little bit too much painkiller, but woke up this morning, wasn't even in any pain. I was very swollen. Right now, the pain's only just starting back probably because I just brushed my teeth. Long story short, I did get in. I saw a student dentist because that's what you get at that facility. They're learning and they're overseen by, an actual dentist teacher, as it were. I got x-rays and there is nothing left of the broken tooth except the root. So it has to come out. The good news is there is no signs of infection. I am feeling a whole lot better, and there are no other cavities, so the other pain was probably a nerve thing, and the swelling was probably all the blood rushing like, ooh, must heal. So, the bad news is, they could not do an extraction today, and they're basically booked solid for this skill set until April. So I'm on the wait list to get this thing extracted. But at least there's no signs of infection. So I may be lisping off and on a little bit. I have had numbness in this area, but as of right now, it's doing a lot better. My mouth feels, I would say, probably 90% normal at this point. I do have to be really careful with what I put in my mouth. I can't really eat anything crunchy or chewy or that's liable to get stuck in my teeth. So I'm basically on not mush, not liquid, but softer foods, and I have to pretty much chew on this side of my mouth and also catch up better with my dental hygiene. But let this be a lesson, boys and girls. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, and folks, we need a better system so people can afford orthodontia to get these things straightened out, because crooked teeth, they don't just look bad, they're harder to take care of. Take it from me. I went ahead and inserted the picture of my dental x-ray for your amusement? I don't know. Just to make it look more legit, I guess. I don't know. Again, I cannot, so while you do not get to see me high on laughing gas or high strength painkillers this week, in all likelihood, boo, I still can't guarantee how I'm going to be doing day to day. Of course, there's more Mandalorian tomorrow. Definitely going to try and react to that. But as for the regular vlog, I don't know how much you guys are going to get. I haven't really planned anything. It's going to be very spur of the moment, off the cuff, all that sort of stuff. So I'll talk at you more tomorrow. And yes, I'm already in my old lady pajamas. And after I'm done with this, I'm probably going to be reading some with my husband and then hitting the sack because I'm pretty tired. So, see everybody tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I also have to use mouthwash. Make sure there's no infection taking hold in there. There's none at this point. I want to keep it that way. So, pardon me while I go rinse my mouth out for 30 seconds with something that tastes very strongly of mint. Good evening, folks. It is just after 6 p.m. Wednesday, the 8th. Apologies for not vlogging sooner, but I was rather distracted. And once again, we are getting some huge, enormous snowflakes. They're, for size comparison, there's one that landed on the window, and there's my thumb. And that's one of the smaller ones. And of course, he's chasing them. We just had dino nuggets and fries for dinner. And as soon as my husband's ready, we're going to be watching the next chapter of The Mandalorian. Oh, and by the way, I need to feed my doggy. Let's feed the doggy. Let's feed the doggy. Let's feed the doggy. Morning, folks. So it's not going to be morning for much longer. It's just after 11 o'clock in the morning. I've been trying to get the footage from our reaction to The Mandalorian edited. But at this point, it's an uphill battle because my son has been extremely whiny and the dog and cat have been getting in the way. I've tried to clean the floors, I've tried to clean the countertops, tried to do a few dishes, all while trying to keep my son fed and clean. Oh my goodness. This is just craziness. The good news is my teeth are feeling a lot better. Yeah, and my son has a new favorite word, and guess what it is? Yellow. He said it probably 100 times in the last 5 minutes. And if he's not saying that, he's whining about one thing or another. Toddlers! Oh my goodness, what's the matter? Did you step on a Lego that you left out? And the dog's going after the cat. The cat's been tracking litter everywhere. And I'm just trying to get this thing done. I'm probably a little more than half finished. And I've been at it off and on since about 8:30? 8:25 in the morning. And it's coming up on 11. And I haven't even started saving this to the computer. And I'm going a little bit crazy. So I'll come back when I've actually gotten something done. Morning, folks. It is now Friday, March 10th, which is crazy to think about. I know I keep doing cliffhangers day to day, but it's hard to find the motivation to vlog when there's not that many people watching it. I know if I improved the quality and maybe did more shorts and yada yada yada, maybe then YouTube would start pushing it more because shorts are where it's at, and I'm gonna have to have something go semi-viral, at least get like bare minimum of 1,000 views for them to even take notice of me. Otherwise, I get buried in the back. So if you guys think anyone else would enjoy this drivel that keeps spouting from my ill-groomed mouth, please feel free to share it. I still do not have a new computer. We're gonna wait till we get the state refund to do that. At least that's what we said last week. I really want a new computer, but there's different sales going on. We can't really buy one online because then it might be beat up in transit. And we've also got package pirates in our midst, so that is another worry. We live in an apartment complex. All the packages are supposed to go to either the office or get put in a locker. That does not always happen, and we have had thieves drop by and steal things. So that alone makes me nervous about ordering anything big ticket online. So what else is going on? My mouth is doing a whole lot better, thank goodness. There is a little bit of an ache going on where the tooth is missing, but my gums aren't bleeding anymore, probably because I'm actually brushing my teeth every day and rinsing with mouthwash. Flossing is still a battle. It hurts, it makes my gums swell, it makes them bleed. Trying to find the motivation to floss is just so hard, even with everything else that's going on. No word yet on when there's going to be an opening other than like April for the actual extraction for the root, because that's all that's left. We just got a notice the other day about our internet going up. You see, in the complex where we're at, there's only one provider, basically has a monopoly on the whole complex. You literally cannot, you are not allowed to get internet from an outside provider. It has to be in complex. And that might be because it's like government sponsored and income, not income based, but it's income restricted because the rent keeps going up every year. Lord knows what it's going to be this year. That's why we need my husband to get a raise. But at any rate, our internet's going up by $30 a month, so it goes from $50 to $80. It will be faster, so that's a plus, but it's $30 more a month that frankly, I don't know that we have. Granted, we did get our, federal tax refund. We've been getting a few things that we need. Still need to make an appointment to get the dang car fixed. Yeah, when's that gonna happen? Who knows? My husband's trying to move up in his company. I'm sorry if I've been a little bit loud lately, but my hearing has been affected negatively. It's like they've been half blocked some days. Other days, my ears have been ringing, and I feel like I'm used to raising my voice because it feels like I'm correcting the cat or the dog or my child like 500 times a day. So anyway, if I've been too loud lately, please post a comment. Please let me know. I will not be offended. I noticed it myself when I was editing the reaction video to episode 2, season 3 of The Mandalorian, so sorry. And again, I apologize for my appearance, but my makeup went and expired on me, so I can't do anything else with that until I get more makeup. And that is sort of at the bottom of the priority list. More important things like getting the dog a bed that she cannot destroy. We may have to order one online from a place called Canine Ballistics, because those are reported to be indestructible or your money back, and that's probably what we're going to need. She's been doing pretty well. She has not had an indoor accident in about a month now, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. Unfortunately, going outside is still very spotty. She's still terrified of the elevator. I cannot handle going up and down stairs 4 times a day while carrying a toddler who likes to backbend out of his baby carrier, because that's what I'm up against. My husband said it, we need a house, but houses are still too dang expensive, and gas is going, everything's just getting more expensive, and it's making, excuse you, my son just dropped his plate on the floor. Ooh. It's just a great big ball of stress. I still haven't had my breakfast. It's 8:14 in the morning. My son just finished his. He had eggs, toast, his favorite fruit, and his favorite beverage. If I mention him out loud, he'll start repeating me and then want more. Honey, you have more. Look, you got toast. You got toast, buddy. See? You got toast. Yeah, eat the toast, honey. He likes poking holes in his bread. At any rate, I need to eat. I've got a whole bunch of things I need to do, including trying to meal plan, even though we haven't. Yeah, honey, go ahead, break off pieces, take bites. I need to get the vlog done, obviously, meal plan, shopping list, self-care, which I finally did yesterday. Revamp Lola's schedule, mail a letter that I wrote. Yes, I still write letters because we have older family members who aren't on Facebook, and that's the only way to correspond with them. Get some air freshener or something on Lola. We do not have the right equipment to keep her hair from going down the drain, so I can't give her a bath, but she stinks like regularly because she likes to roll in some nastiness. And I also need to wash the towels and sheets. I guess I'll get going on that. I was gonna give you guys a mom confession the other day, but I couldn't really think of one. Other than the fact this cat is driving me absolutely up the wall. He thinks he owns the joint. But, you know, cat. I think I'll come back after I'm a bit more presentable and after I've had breakfast and I've gotten going, I get going on the day. Oh yeah, we were gonna go to the Irish festival tomorrow, which includes a parade and stuff, but it looks like at this point we will not be going because, and the dog's howling. Inside. No ma'am. Hush. It's okay, girl. Please don't baroo. Yeah, this is Baroo 2.0 here. That's the hound. Oh. What's the matter, Lola? Well, I found out what she was barooing at. There is a dog, looks to be a chow chow, who is in the complex, whose owner does not hold on to their leash. They're technically on a leash, but they let the leash drag, so the dog is not under the owner's control at all. And on top of that, they have not been picking up after their dog, and I have not been able to get any proof of this until just now, because by the time I pull out my phone to get evidence, they're gone. This time, finally, I have evidence, and I'm probably going to bring it to the office. If I sound like a Karen, I'm sorry, but too many people pay, oh, no, don't give it to the dog. Too many people do not pay any attention to picking up after their dogs. It's a health hazard. It's disgusting. Nobody wants to step in dog poo. And when there's a dog who is not under the owner's control, it's a safety hazard because if another dog comes along who's also not on a leash, you get a dog fight. Worst case scenario, but still. There's a reason why leash laws exist, people. There are very few dogs out there who have good recall, mine included. I will be the first to admit, none of the dogs I've had have ever been able to be trusted off leash unless they're in a fenced area. So, rant over. I need to eat my breakfast and get going on the day. I'll come back later. Hopefully I don't look like such a nightmare then. Alright, well it's 2:30 in the afternoon. It's been fairly windy all day. It's blowing about 30 miles an hour according to the weather. I don't know what the gusts are like, but things are wobbling quite a bit. Trees across the street. You can hear the wind basically just when you're in a hallway or something like that. It's actually lit up a little bit. It was blowing quite hard just as I turned on the camera, but there is a very young tree downstairs in the yard that's blowing around quite a bit. And it has been for quite some time now. I don't know how you can see it, but yeah, there it is. I was looking down at it earlier and I thought it looked like it was going to be uprooted because it was blowing around so much. So any of our outings outside have been very short.